Hello. Welcome to the Loyalty and Friends podcast. It is Friday once again, and we have a special guest, man. My boy is here, and I'm so honored to have him on the podcast. This is part 2, so if you missed part 1 of our interview, I do encourage you, go to the Instagram live. It's about 20 minutes max, okay? But you would truly enjoy what was shared on that live broadcasting. So this is part 2, and we're going to get a little deeper, okay? And then if you want to join us on part 3, you can do so on Clubhouse. So we'll be here about a good 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, and then we're going to transfer over to Clubhouse at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we can do Q&A style, okay? So definitely tap in. And I'm telling you, you would truly enjoy it. Okay. So with that being said, Deontay, just give them a quick introduction, because I know this audience may or may not know you, and we want to make sure they have a good understanding of who this amazing man is right here before us. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. For those who don't know me, I'm Deontay Bolden. I am a visionary, filmmaker, playwright. I'm an award-winning author, CEO of my own production company, Deontay Bolden Productions. I'm also the CEO and founder of my own academy, the Bolden Academy, where I'm helping to coach authors and writers on how to turn their stories into scripts. And I am also the president and founder of the amazing award show that's going to be coming to Atlanta, the Bolden Awards, where boldness meets greatness, as we highlight and award those who've overcome obstacles and adversities while achieving excellence. I'm just passionate about storytelling and hearing amazing stories that can impact the world. So that's a little bit about me.
Yes, indeed, man. And it has been an honor. I think me and my brother have been connected maybe about a good year now. It's been a minute now. So we definitely coming up on a year if it hasn't been quite a year. And just the connection has been amazing. I appreciate you for even allowing me to be a part of your vision. I was very honored, just knowing your background and all that you do, and how you just giving others an opportunity to be seen and be heard as well. I think that's big. And we have to have more grace just in our community as a whole. And I think that's what some people kind of lack. And so I appreciate you. So on this segment, I want to go just a little bit deeper, okay? For one, let's kind of let them know, like, what inspired you, like what made you even want to, like, especially with the plays and things of that nature, how you're turning stories into plays. Like, what inspired you? And now the Bolden Awards, what was your inspiration?
Yeah, well, I grew up in a single family household. My mom and dad divorced when I was 4 years old, so I don't even recall my mom and dad actually being together. But I had a brother with special needs. He had muscular dystrophy. And part of my storytelling has always been in my head since I was a kid, because it was kind of my escape from reality. And I say escape from reality, I don't mean that I was in like a harsh environment. It was just dealing with a brother and having a brother with special needs. Sometimes became frustrating as a kid because I just didn't understand the significance of that until I got older. So, I would always go in my head and do storytelling and things like that to kind of escape that reality. There was parts of me that was kind of ashamed of my brother when, because he was, in a wheelchair. But I took it even more seriously after he passed in 2006, because it was my coping mechanism. I suffered a lot from depression, anxiety, and an identity crisis, because a lot of my identity was wrapped in taking care of my brother. And like I said in the previous segment that we were doing, I had contemplated suicide twice because, I really didn't think that I had purpose, and I really wasn't sure who I was. And it wasn't until I discovered the gift of writing and storytelling where I felt like I had a voice, and I felt like it was God's way of showing me that I do have purpose to inspire other people, and seeing other people being impacted by my work and my plays, and writing me and saying, wow, you really helped to change my life, and things like that. It's something that you just can't compare anything else to, and I realized that this is my purpose here to fulfill. And writing has opened up so many doors for me. Like, look at me now, many people can't say I have my own award show, right? So
Right.
really that, yeah. So.
Man, so brother, this is some new news for me, because I didn't know even about your sibling. And I have a similar story. I lost a sibling, so I can definitely relate to just what you went through. And I like how you similarly turned your pain into purpose. And can I ask, so was that your only sibling? Or do you have other siblings outside of your brother?
I have a half brother, but we honestly, I feel like after I lost my brother, it was more like I lost, part of me. Him and I had the same mom and dad, but I do have another brother who I'm not really that close to, but he's my dad's child. But I can honestly say that, losing Jaquan, my brother who I lost, that was really like losing my only brother, because sometimes I forget that I have another brother.
Right. And it's funny that you bring up that scenario, because in my thought process, I was one of those children. Like, if they want my mama and daddy children, then I don't know, like, or if they came from my mom, then yes, like we got the same mama, because some of us don't have the same father, but we all came from the same womb. So for me, those are my siblings.
Right.
Everything outside of that, it's kind of hard for me to really connect on that level. My mom, she married a man, and he had 4 boys. So I knew them since 6th grade, but I never grew that closeness with them to really look at them more like my siblings, like the ones that came from my mom. It was different. So I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
And you just never know how God works, and who's to say that that relationship may be rekindled later in life, who knows? But if not, hey, listen, we don't lose any sleep behind things that we have no control over. But wow, that is very inspiring. So with your depression, okay, let's kind of talk about that, because as we know, mental health is very serious, okay, and there's a lot of people who suffering, and mostly in silence, a lot, and especially with men. I want to speak about the men, especially in our African American community, because a lot of times, you know our men were taught, like, keep your stuff to yourself. You don't share your news. You understand? You keep it at home. And because of that, because they never got that, they never felt secure in sharing their news with others, especially with the opposite gender. I think, there has been an increase, and suicide is higher amongst the men, believe it or not. People don't really realize that, but it's true. And I get it, because they tend to keep those things to themselves and don't speak out about it. So, what were some of your coping mechanisms to get through that depression when you were going through those very low stages?
One definitely was prayer, but also therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that I needed therapy. I needed someone to talk to, spiritual mentors as well. I realized a valuable lesson, because one of my periods of suicidal, depression and contemplating suicide was early last year, around this time last year, actually, because I was going through a difficult time. And I realized therapy is needed, spiritual guidance, and just talking to someone, someone who is really someone who truly cares about you, and people who are in your circle that really just don't judge you.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one of my coping mechanisms to talk about it, because I wrote about it last year. I actually wrote a script last year in the middle of depression, called The Art of Letting Go. And, I was just really tied to some people that I just didn't need to be tied to. And I started putting my trust and identity in people. And I felt like when I was disconnecting from certain people, that it just was the end for me. And I felt like that I had no place to go. So talking about it, dealing with it, just being open, and then really learning how to set boundaries, that really helped.
Mm-hmm.
There was no boundaries that I had last year, and I was allowing a lot of people to have access to me, and
Mm-hmm.
it depleted me from energy. So I just realized to set boundaries now, and how I'm, handling different people in relationships. So.
I like what you said, because boundaries are important, and sometimes it's hard to set boundaries with people that you're close with.
Mm.
And not only that, like, energy is something. It's something powerful. And sometimes if someone else is, experiencing a certain type of energy, that energy can rub off on you as well. So we have to kind of be mindful of the energy that we choose to engage with, and make sure that it connects with what we're going through and our energy as well. So I think that's really big. And I like that you speak on that, because some people aren't as comfortable. And I feel like we have to speak on it more, because that's how you heal, when you can release and you can talk about it, write it out, and things of that nature, man. It definitely gives you your healing. So, and you put it into your creativity, you put it into a play, man. So, like that play that in particular that you spoke about, like how could someone engage or even access or even be a part of that play to, support?
Well, The Art of Letting Go, I actually wrote that as a film. It's going to be a one that I'm going to be working on next to put into. But that it really just talks about, disconnecting from some people. And sometimes we can love people, but we can love people from a distance as well. And
Amen.
the message that I really wanted to put in there. I always tell people, be careful what you do to me, stay around me, and how you make me feel, because it's going to end up in a script. And, so there's not one script that I wrote about that I didn't have personal experiences about. So I'm just about, writing about my feelings and emotions, looking for love in all the wrong places. I think that play I was doing when I first met you, that was just basically my experiences, and also my letter to my mom, who's been looking for love for such a long period of time. So I'm all about writing, about social issues, current things, and how I feel about certain things. So that's
Right. And I'm gonna tell you, when people kind of walk out of your life and things of that, I think sometimes us as just being human, because we're very human, right? That's the human part of us that we want people to be connected to us. But sometimes when God is putting us on a special mission, you're not meant to be connected with certain people. So I call it pruning season, okay?
Ooh, you
I
took my
call
term. I be saying that. Go ahead.
Look, we gotta prune them out, right, brother? And
Yeah.
I've too went through my own pruning stage, especially after I lost my brother. Like I was angry, like I wasn't disloyalty at that moment, but I was being birthed into loyalty. You understand?
Mhm.
And so I had to isolate. That isolation was very important. It was important for my journey because during the isolation, I really was able to really see who was truly here for me and who God really intended to be a part of my mission. And a lot of it wasn't family and friends, truth be told. And that's kind of when I found Clubhouse as well. And, we both have had similar experiences, especially when it comes to Clubhouse. I found the sense of family because family ain't always the people you're born with. It can be people that you create. You can create your own atmosphere. You understand? You can definitely create your own atmosphere. And you want to be intentional about that too. So, man, it's crazy because I feel like the people that I've met, like on Clubhouse and even Al, we talk about Al, and again, you all, I'm telling you, tap into the Al. You
Yeah.
would not be disappointed for sure. I've met some amazing people. I've gotten different people to come on my podcast. Some of the most recent people who have been on the podcast, I met them on the Al app. So make sure, if you're an expert, you want to be monetized for your time. Look, our time is precious. I don't have time to waste. Okay. So when I'm actually giving my time to people, I don't think there's nothing wrong with compensated for the value, because the value that they're getting is amazing. You understand? So again, tap in with my brother Deontay, tap in with myself. If you put our referral code in, that does give you a $10 bonus to really start that actual connectivity for sure. And my code, of course, is just loyalty. Listen, who cannot remember that? Loyalty is very simple, to the point for sure. So yes, tap in. But when I tell you, I feel like the people who have been on Clubhouse, from my experience, I want to know if that's your same experience. For one, I feel like we were all led there because there was some type of void. Some type of void. We was missing something. We didn't know what it was. So God was very intentional to help the people who developed that app, right? He knew the vision before we even knew it. So he brought like-minded spirits together where we can really pour into one another, you understand, and fill that void with one another. I've met some amazing people there, you understand? And not only that, like it's been therapeutic for me, and just on my journey, people who see me for who I truly am. My own family and friends don't even see me for the person I am today, and the power that I possess. So what has your experience been like?
My experience has been similar. I got onto the app just going to an interview, doing what I'm doing now. Somebody was like, "You need to be on Clubhouse. This is for you." And I was like, "What is Clubhouse?" And for the longest, I thought Clubhouse was a place that you actually go to and you meet people. And I was like, "Where is this Clubhouse?" I was like, "They got one in Atlanta," and I didn't know what it was. But when I got on, I was so scared to speak on stages and thought that I wasn't good enough, and just really didn't think that I was an influential person. And I tell you, from my experience being on there, so many people have been connected to me, people who are in my personal phone, that I speak to every week. I've met so many different people and built my social media, and people just pouring into me, having people on my committee, having someone from Clubhouse actually fly all the way from Canada to come to my award show in May. Like, you can't put a price on that. My own family lives here in the United States, and half of them ain't even coming to see anything that I'm doing. So just having those people, and then just people who, like I don't take it lightly to hear people say, what, you're inspiring, you're influential, you're a great person, just hearing people see that greatness and just pour into me has just been simply amazing. I just love it. I couldn't ask for anything better. Clubhouse came in a part of my life and my career where I felt like I needed that to kind of push me a little bit to be able to say, own your greatness, and step inside your greatness and be bold, because you
Absolutely.
you got this. So yeah.
Right. And then Bolden is like what it even stands for. Like, is it an acronym? Like, I know people probably want to know, like, what does it stand for you?
Yeah, I kind of broke it down because actually, y'all, for those who don't know, after this award show this summer, I'm launching my own magazine called Bold Magazine. And it's really
Okay.
the award show, and people, such as yourself and so many other people. And we said, B is for brave, O is for originality, owning your originality, understanding that you are legendary, and then also understanding that you are determined to be great. So bold has just really meant that significance for me, stepping out of your comfort zone and owning who you are and your greatness.
Yeah, so I have enjoyed this, you all. We're gonna do a Q&A style on Clubhouse. So man, if you're not over on Clubhouse, I would truly tell you, come tap in, bring your friends. You can talk to the man yourself. You don't have to be worried about being seen because it's an audio app. So it allows you to just be heard, or you can just sit in the audience and listen in as well. But we're gonna do a Q&A style on Clubhouse. We would love to have you there in the space. And you might have a story that you want to turn into a play. So he can tell you how you can connect with him and just kind of give him your vision so he can bring light to it. Also, we would love for you all to support with the Bolden Academy, the Bolden Awards that's coming up May the 20th, okay? And then also prior to that, he does have this premiere. So tell them a little bit more about the premiere and the Bolden Awards, and then how they can connect on either one of those.
Yeah, so the premiere is my film, The Skin I'm In, Volume 1, Melanin Melanie, which deals with the issues of colorism in my communities through the eyes of a biracial woman. Melanie, who grew up struggling being biracial, being bullied and teased for being who she is, a suffering identity crisis. She's a mother and a wife, teaching her daughter how to become a colorist, but her daughter ends up experiencing racism in a way that she didn't imagine her to experience it. And it's just a beautiful story of self-love, acceptance, and owning one's beauty. That's going to be March the 25th. Red carpet starts at 6 p.m. here in Atlanta, and then we go right into the film premiere at 7. You can purchase tickets on my website, www.deontayboldenproductions.com, or just simply go on Eventbrite and look up The Skin I'm In, Volume 1, Melanin Melanie. Tickets have been moving this week, so I'm looking forward to that premiere. And then finally, we have the Bolden Awards, where boldness meets greatness, where we're highlighting and awarding those who've overcome obstacles and adversities while achieving excellence. Each honoree has a powerful story of what they've overcome, and we're just going to be awarding, having some amazing individuals, some amazing performances, people who are just going to really inspire you. So you can go to www.theboldenawards.com. Once you go to the website, it's an option for you to purchase tickets. You can also become one of our sponsors if you really just want to partner with us with this amazing award show and promote your business or brand. There's vendor opportunities as well if you want to put some of your products and services in our swag bags, or you could just set up a table in a booth at our award show. So yes, if you want to contact me, get in contact with me, you can actually email me through the website, or a committee member at contact@theboldenawards.com on the website, or just contact me on social media, Deontay Bolden Productions. I'm on all social media platforms, Deontay Bolden Productions. Just except for Twitter, I think Twitter is just Deontay Bolden. And yeah, let's connect.
Yes, indeed. So, brother, I just want to thank you for one. You have been an amazing, amazing guest here on the Loyalty and Friends podcast. You know, I look forward to supporting you even more on and off, these social media platforms for sure. And you all can catch me at this Bolden Award. So your girl Loyalty will be there. So if you want to see us in the flesh, in person, man, I would truly encourage you all, just come support, and you would not be let down in no way, form, or fashion. It would definitely be an honor for you, your family, your friend members, everyone, just to be a part of it. This is the first of many, the first annual. And you can only join the first annual only one time, okay? It only happens once, okay? So just to be a part of it in the beginning, man, I'm telling you, because it's going to the next level and the next level and the next level. And I'm very excited just to be a part of it. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this segment. You all join us on the Loyalty and Friends Club, okay, on Clubhouse for the Q&A style of this interview with our brother Deontay Bolden, okay? And with that being said, it was amazing as always. I look forward to seeing y'all next Friday for another edition here on the Loyalty and Friends podcast. Until next time, bye.